They tryna stop you. In the darkness, they lit. I ain't applied on you. From darkness to the lights. Who would've watched? Dark entity, they probably we got you. Watch what you say. They tryna stop you. In the darkness, they lit. I ain't applied on you. From darkness to the lights, wicked demonic parasites. Here it goes, deep embedded in the mind. In the darkness it lies, right between our eyes it hides. No surprise that third eye divine. Look deep, open wide. Darkness hides, no light, no fight. Spark your mind, give it light. Boxing thoughts and shadows at night. Watches in soul, just a battle. Brains all rattle, membranes tangled. Dark entities erased. Memories and bad parasites through your eyes with lies. The watches target your mind. Look to the divine. Fight them off, no worries. Slip once they got you, it's all the watches. The watches. Who are the watches? Dark entities, they probably be got you. Watch what you say. They tryna stop you. In the darkness, they lit. I ain't applied on you. From darkness to the lights, wicked demonic parasites. We living in a world of darkness. Existence encased in blackness. The light come from thoughts that spark your conscience. Some think it's nonsense, but they lost in darkness. The forgotten think the world is real while the watchers watching. Ay, no man is safe. Minds they take. Non-elevate full of hate. Closed behind dark gates. Don't know why the watchers wait. The watchers. Who are they? Dark entities, they probably be got you. Watch what you say. In the darkness, they lit. I ain't applied on you. From darkness to the lights, wicked demonic parasites. Your brain's in darkness. Cut off from your heart, no light inside. Your physical's blind, thoughts confined. The watchers lurk outside and in what you watching. Your eyes are the window reflecting light. Like a mirror refracting the night, inception. Soul connection, darkness rejection. Dreams, divine intervention. Chasing demons out your perception. Darkness, evil devil, whatever you overcome with a better you. Don't let them in the head of you. Keep the light and fight the watchers. The watchers, they watching. Stay woke, keep it light.
What's up, everybody? Back with another video. Let me know if y'all could hear me, if I'm clear. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up. What's good? Let the lid out. J-Trial on bottom of the ninth was good. Loud and clear. All right. I just want to do this. I'm gonna do a stream. Kind of like change trajectory as I went to make it. Because it's this is video I was listening to, and it really, 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 really is packed with information. It's like what I've been telling y'all, but in great detail. And you already know, I've been playing, that's a visitor channel. It's a great channel. But anyways, you gotta listen close, okay? Because, I mean, it's just what I've been telling y'all, but this is like, it's giving you the formula and you could see it all unfold. I told you. You gotta go outside and look in, because I've been paying attention to my wife's news. Yo, the United States is done. It is the worst. The world right now is done with the United States. Okay, they are completely done. All right, and I keep telling you guys, we are shut off over here in the United States. We don't get, and you gotta look for it. The masses don't look for anything, okay? You see the thumbnail I got on here. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and pull that thumbnail in here. All right? Let me know if I break up or anything, because this thumbnail in here. Get this thumbnail in here. Let me get this thumbnail up in here. Okay? The masses, right? That's the wrong thumbnail. That ain't the right thumbnail. There we go. Right there. The masses are doing this, right? They don't know what's going on. Whatever the news feeds them, that's what they're getting. If you ain't looking outside the world, okay, you're not really understanding what's going on. Okay? You have no clue what is going on. All right? And they're distracting you. Because the world stage right now, with all this stuff going on, between the tariffs, between the Iran, now there's these ship attacks, right? I mean, it's nonstop. And pretty soon it's gonna go into Cuba. I mean, it's crazy. But all this is being done deliberately, okay? I told you, I'm gonna keep beating the drum. The truther, we got what I got on the screen. Truther derangement syndrome. I put Trump derangement syndrome on there just for clicks and giggles. But I really meant truther derangement or deranged syndrome, which is the exact same, it's the same diagnostics. All right? You can't tell the truth or shit. You can't tell the truth or nothing. Okay? You know the fake truthers I'm talking about. Can't tell them shit. Nothing. Zero. Nada. They like this. Don't worry, I got another thumbnail. I got another thumbnail coming up. You know? I got another thumbnail. These people ain't the only ones sleeping. All right? Because that same CIA did it to the truthers. Okay? We are isolated. We don't get outside world news. Now I'm about to shut up. So if y'all don't like recordings and stuff, I'm going to shut up and let this whole entire video play, and I ain't even going to interrupt it. You know, so listen close. I'll talk about it afterwards. It's just wait. I could talk next 10 hours about everything he's saying in this video. And this is what I've been telling y'all. All right? I've been telling you about this. It's nothing to do but prepare for the collapse. And the collapse ain't like, oh, we're gonna prepare, we're gonna have food, it's what, man, they got you. Come on, man. It's not going down like that, man. These people, I told you, I've been telling you this. They are invested in the collapse already, man. The war is coming home, man. All that is coming home now. All right, it's coming home. The war is coming home. Not the war like you think. I'm talking about surveillance, digital ID, restricted movements. You can't say this, you can't say that. It's over. They're about to close shop on this business and retrain everybody. All right? We need to be retrained because we ain't even civil. They're making us look uncivil for this. Like the world is looking at us as uncivilized, nasty creatures. They're showing the Trump support and all the, Venezuela's cheering, oh, we're free now. They're showing Iranians, oh, we're free now. Yeah, okay. Y'all keep drinking that. Y'all forgot what y'all dealing with? Y'all forgot what y'all dealing with? They already came out and said, oh, all the AI videos of bombings, we're not even bombing over there like that. You know, we're just straight murking people. We're murdering people. We're not bombing them. You know, we're doing genocide. We're not blowing everything up like all these AI videos. Listen, man, at this point, the AI we got is pig nickels. Okay? The AI we got is pig nickels. Think of what they gave us that is damn near, I mean, it's gotten really, really well, really good. They gave that to us. Think of what they got already. We probably watching the shit. Some of this shit with Donald Trump probably ain't even, this shit is made in the goddamn computer. For all we know, was good. Brom Dom, F. Mitchell. All right. So we ain't seen nothing yet. You know, so all this stuff that we seeing is going on, told y'all, we are isolated, no different than China. U.S. stole TikTok from China, right? I mean, they only own 20%. It was already owned by the global investors, right? The oligarchs, right? They already was owners of it. China only had 20% any damn way, but they got all that within the past 45 days. All right. And immediately went straight to Oracle, straight surveillance, straight, you already know, which is more, more invasive than what they said China was doing. Crazy. So, with that being said, what makes you think you get any information from the outside? Where's Zelensky been? You only know about Zelensky, Ukraine. You only know about, shout out to my boy Truth Virus. We only know anything about Zelensky because they told us on their mainstream media. They told us about it. They brought him over here, the actor Zelensky with the actor Muppet Trump. Okay? I mean, this shit is unbelievable. But anyways, I'm gonna play this video, and this is something that you need to really pay attention to because this every single thing he said was on point. Okay? It might have been like one thing that was off point, but I even told you about what they did during COVID with the oil. All right? On what that was all about. Russia said, gave the OPEC the middle finger, said, man, kiss our. They was in there Tupac-ing tables and shit, flipping tables over like, man, fuck y'all OPEC dollar and shit. We done with y'all asses. They said, yeah, you forgot everything's in the American dollar, huh? You forgot all your contracts. All right, everything you signed is in English, motherfucker. What you think you're gonna walk away from us like that? You better check the fine print. Boom, 2022 comes, and I forgot about that shit. I did a video on that. 2020, 2022 comes, bam. I think it was like $600 billion assets, chain locked up. Russian assets, locked them up. Boom. Think about that. Other countries seeing that like, whoa, wait a minute, hold on. They're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We got to stop fucking with this dollar shit. No, we got to, whatever, what y'all was talking about with that new current, like, what do we need to do to become a powerful nation? Boom. You know, so he explains it very well. So I'm going to play this video, and I'm going to shut the fuck up and let this shit play. Y'all just let me know if y'all can hear it. So I'm going to let it play. I'm going to let it go for 30 or 40 seconds because I know there's a delay. As long as y'all can hear it clear, I'm good, we good, and I'm going to let it play. If you don't want to hear it, shit, turn the channel. Go watch fucking Nickelodeon or go watch your favorite, greatest truther channel or whatever y'all want to do. I don't really care. I'm just getting the message out because I've been telling y'all this shit. And now this outside looking in, my wife was just telling me about all this shit today. You know, in the past few days and showing me all this stuff. I'm like, damn, because she's plugged in. Yeah, and you know, anybody that's foreign, I know a lot of foreign people, right? I know store owners from Palestine, from Iraq, Arabia, Yemen. I go right in there and start talking to them about shit. And they always got the TV on, all right, from over there, their country. They get this little satellite dish so they can get their fucking news. They already know what time it is over here. Go ahead and talk to their ass. You know, I've been the past couple days in New York City. You know, I'm seeing stuff around there like, damn, man, like this shit don't add up to me. You know, but that's a whole nother story. But you know, I went out and I want to, because I went around observing people. I'm like, I gotta go observe these communities, man, and see what the hell's going on. And New York's always been like that, but now these communities are bigger and stronger, right? I'll tell you, the Chinese and Asian community, white megas, would lose their fucking mind if they went to New York City. All right, I went to the Brooklyn where the Jews are. Man, god damn, you know, I've been there a long time ago, and then I went to this other, which is right when you come out of Flushing, it turns into Queens. There's a lot of Jews there too, and Muslims together. And I went there. I'm like, damn, look at all these businesses. They own all the businesses. It's all right there. Flushing. It's all the same. Same thing there too. Everything is Chinese, Korean, Japan, all Asian, mostly Chinese. Everything. I mean, everything. The doctors, every store you go to, the mechanic shops, they got it all. That's their own goddamn China and Asia in New York City, and the shit is bigger than the city of Rochester. And that shit, I didn't realize it was that big. It's big, not only bigger than the city of Rochester, but the greater Rochester area, meaning surrounding area city. So like, if you're in Buffalo, the surroundings. If you like living in any city, the surroundings plus the city. That's how big that shit is. And I'm like, yo, like, and I looked at it, and I'm thinking to myself, like, damn, man, Americans are exactly what's on this screen in the fucking dream, while the other people actually living the dream. They help each other out. Guess who don't fuck with them? Good old government don't fuck with them. Police ain't over there fucking with them. Police make sure everything's straight. That's where the police posted up at. Make sure everything's straight. Because they're running the biz, they're doing what they're supposed to be. I mean, there's no little bit of, I mean, it's just crazy. But anyway, I don't want to go off on that. So I'm gonna play this. Let me know if y'all can still hear me. Throw me a thumbs up, whatever you feel like throwing up. Let me know if y'all can still hear me because I want to play this. Let me know. Take this off. Let me know if y'all can still hear me. All right. Now this shit, you could take it, go research it yourself. It's just straight on point. And I mean, it's just y'all better take this warning. I mean, I know y'all don't listen to me, whatever, but listen to somebody from the outside. All right, messenger with the message. All right, the message, because I already knew a lot of this shit. All right, but the delivery is, I mean, they're delivering it to you with names and situations and history and present time, and you could just go back in your mental Rolodex and be like, damn, because you remember during COVID, it was all about the private sector, linking the public with the private. And I was telling y'all, like, yo, man, do y'all know what that means? Y'all understand bringing the private with the public? Like, you gave the private all this power, right? Over the public. All right, they deliberately did that shit, man. And then if you look at all these stimulus bills, man, we getting raped. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and play this. 30 seconds. I'm just gonna stop it and letting me know if y'all can hear it clearly. All right. And there's nothing to see. It's just talking.
Along their chest, or they have a title belt around their waist. You think that means that they beat somebody. You think that means that they won something. That's what you think. That's logical, but that's not the case with America. That's not the case with America at all. That it never was. That was never the case. When did America become the world superpower, the unipolar superpower? Okay, most people will say after World War II, or when the Soviet Union collapsed.
All right. Let me know if that comes in clear. Just let me know. Can y'all hear it clearly, like me talking? And we're good. Okay. All right. Go ahead and play it. Now this is long. It's gonna be about 30 minutes. 30 minutes. So relax. Take a chill pill and listen. Write down some notes. Research the shit yourself. Go back in your mental Rolodex, because this shit is straightforward and this is exactly what the fuck is going on. And you could see it being played out right in front of our face. And then you could see what Americans are doing. I'm sorry, US citizens are doing, which is absolutely fucking zero. And you could see what truthers are doing. Absolutely fucking zero. That's why I say, listen, man, break it down to yourself, save yourself, and whoever can listen to you. That's it. Ain't nothing else you gonna do. Save yourself. Ain't no fight. Don't fight. I don't get what I the point the where I'm at with this shit. Okay, Toosh, 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 toosh. Knocking at the fucking door. All right, the collapse is knocking at the motherfucking door. You know what I'm doing? I'm like, oh shit, they're here. Open up the door. Hey, what's going on? Well, listen, man. Uh, we're gonna collapse the dollar. Listen, you got too much food. We're gonna take all your fucking food. Um, you know, yeah, and you know what? You're gonna have to, you're gonna have to get this digital ID. You're gonna have to, oh, well, for me, I agree with you. I agree with you. You need to do all that shit at this point. You gotta go do all that shit for this point. But you know what? Listen, give me a few hours. I'm gonna get out y'all way, and y'all could do whatever the fuck y'all want to do. Listen, I'm not no threat. All right, but just give me like a couple hours. All right, so I could tell everybody what's about to happen. All right. Okay, sure. But you can go next door, go down the street. Yeah, we're gonna clean out the street. We're gonna go around and do all that. I'm like, okay, you know, have fun. That's where I'm at with this shit. They need to be doing all the shit that they got coming. All the shit that they got coming here, it needs to be done at this point, man. Because nobody gives a fuck at all. Nobody cares. I did a post today and told motherfuckers, look, you Trump supporters, right? Because I'd be going to these troops and start dumpster fires and shit. And I just engage. You can't engage with these motherfuckers, man. I said, okay, somebody step up to the plate for a debate. You just debate me on, is he destroying the country or saving the country? Because you guys post all fucking day that he's saving the fucking country. A motherfucker literally posted, gas prices already coming down. Good job, yeah. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, this motherfucker don't know the day gotta finish out. Look what happened. Like, these people are fucking gone, man. And it's one dude, he went out in Rochester and protest. Again, about his ICE shit, right? ICE shit, right? Mad people were supposed to come. Guess who came? Nobody. One fucking person from over like 15,000 people that cheers this shit on all fucking day. And I told him, I said, see? I said, ain't nobody gonna support you. These motherfuckers don't care. They not gonna get out of their comfort zone. And I had a thumbnail. Where that thumbnail? Let me upload this fucking thumbnail real quick. I think it might be on here. Let me see if it's on here. Oh shit. I'm not gonna upload that. Let me see if, oh yeah, it's on here. Let me show y'all this thumbnail real quick. Hopefully it lets me add it. Show y'all this is what they doing right here. This is what the Trump supporters are doing. They talking all this war shit, so I was like, all right, y'all talking about this war. Y'all talking all this shit about the war in Iraq. Oh, damn, I gotta delete a fucking video. I gotta delete some files off of this shit. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. This is what the fuck Trump supporters gonna do. You know? So, um, I'm gonna get to the later video. Don't worry about it. But this is the shit that we're dealing with, man. This is how I mean, this is I talked about it last night. I'm gonna keep talking about it. And this is the reason why, you know, shit is the way it is. All right, there it go. Fuck. Hold on. All right, yeah. That was my that was my post of the day, you know? My comic of the day, right? Who's going to fight in the Iran war? These motherfuckers won't even go out and protest. And I called all their asses out on it. God damn, what the fuck? I called all their asses out on it. They talk all that shit. Oh, they're gonna go out there, they're gonna be out there, I support you. All you see is support on the motherfucking page, right? All you see is support on this fucking page, and nobody ever fucking comes to a meeting, uh, a city council meeting. It'd be like one or two motherfuckers out of 15 fucking thousand that always got some shit to fucking say, you know? And they gonna watch this because it's streaming right to it. They always got some shit to say. They ain't never gonna come out. They ain't never gonna support because they're fucking just dead. They're fucking dead people, man. They're fucked up, dead ass people. You know? They're dead fucking people. You know? Sorry, guys. Hold on. So these people are this is it ain't no different than the truthers. That's why I told you TDS, truther derangement system. It's the same fucking thing. It ain't no different. It's the same goddamn thing. Uh, fuck. What the hell just happened? Sorry about that. Now my fucking device. Hold on, I'm trying to get the audio back and just literally quit on it. All right, here we go. We're back. All right, we're back. Sorry, I'm having technical difficulties. But same thing we seen in the truth of communities when it was time to let's get together and this and that, da da da. And I mean, I'm glad it went the way that everything did, but it was the same thing. Not very many people is gonna ever show up. Ain't no different. You know, because I mean, at this point, I think you got to be fucking programmed in order to do some shit like that. You know, because look at what they do to the goddamn lefts. All right, look what they do to them. Boom, there's something happened. They know how to. Damn, they on a drop of a fucking dime. They could be supporting Venezuela, and within 24 hours they'll be on Iran, and then 24 hours after that it'll be at the damn ICE protest with fucking hundreds of thousands of fucking people and shit. You know, it's crazy, man. I told you, man, this mind control is unbelievable. It was another. Why the fuck it keep doing that? Hold on. You know what? I think I gotta unplug something. It was another video that Who did that shit? Who made that video? I think it was. I don't know. I was watching it last night. Video advice, I think it is. They did a good ass video on mind control, man. Like right now, mind control with the Trump, all that shit. It was good, very, very, very good. I only got through like 15 minutes of it, but it was really, 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 really good. All right, hold on. The fuck. Yeah, it was really, really good, and it's exactly what's going on. It's exactly what's going on. It's good to see people know, people know what's up. I mean, look at these truther realms. Fuck, you might as well be in the Trump fucking cult, right? And these the fucking online truther groups and shit. You might as well be in the fucking the Trump cults or the fucking liberal fucking maniacs and shit. Because you'll see stuff here and there that you're like, yo, damn, like these people know what the fuck time it is with the science and shit. Like, where the fuck they been, you know? But anyways, sorry I'm rambling on, man. But I'm about to go ahead, since y'all could hear it. What the fuck? So y'all could hear the shit. Alright, let me go ahead and play this shit now. This is serious shit right here, guys. Listen, we're not doing none of the cult fucking shit here. I'm not mentioning them. Listen, pay attention to this shit, man. It's like class in session. Well, it's like talking about, I mean, at this point, talking about these motherfuckers is like talking about fucking shit that happened when you were in kindergarten and shit. Bobby put a booger on me and shit. Fuck those people, man. That's all. That's what it's like. That's like kindergarten shit. They ain't even worth any fucking energy, man. And I get it, but they ain't worth no energy. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to do something. This phone keeps disconnecting and shit. And I'm not understanding why. All of a sudden, the shit going haywire and shit. Like, what the fuck? How are we connected? I don't even understand it. Keeps going in and out. I got an idea. And this fucking, what the fuck is going on, man? Hold on, I'm having all kind of technical difficulties. Give me 1 second, man. Hold on, let me put my disclaimer on. I gotta do something real quick. What the fuck? Put my disclaimer on. All right, y'all. Sorry about that. Still having some technical difficulties. I don't know why. Let me try it again. I'll try something else. Hold on 1 second. Shit. 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Should work. Damn, it's not working. All right, guys. I think we are Gucci. All right. All right. I'm about to get right into it. Sorry about that. We're good now. All right. While it's playing, just give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you can hear it good. But I'm about to play it.
Well, America has never been what you think it is. It's never been what you think it is. You know, when you see someone with a gold medal on their chest or they have a title belt around their waist, you think that that means that they beat somebody. You think that that means that they won something. That's what you think. That's logical. But that's not the case with America. That's not the case with America at all. It never was. That was never the case. When did America become the world superpower, the unipolar superpower? Okay, most people will say after World War II or when the Soviet Union collapsed and so forth. Okay, this is technically correct. And technically, that's the right answer. But think about what that actually means. Think about what that actually means. America did not become the world superpower by defeating its rivals. America became the world superpower because its rivals ceased to exist. That's very different. Their rivals collapsed. Their rivals wore themselves out. That's victory by default. Victory by default. That's not dominance. Victory by default is not dominance. It's just filling a vacancy. If everybody in the race drops dead, then you don't even have to be the fastest runner to win. That was the case with America. That's how America got to where it is. And that changes everything. A power that only holds its position because nobody else is standing. That's fundamentally fragile. That means that the moment credible alternatives emerge, the whole thing dissolves. Not gradually, not after some long struggle. It dissolves because the conditions that produced it were always temporary. They were always conditional. You know, if you're the only pizza place in town, then you can sell people microwave pizzas and still be successful. But the moment a real competitor, competition arrives, then that's over. Your business is done. And that's exactly what we're watching. That's exactly what we're watching right now with the United States of America, the so-called unipolar moment. America as the sole global superpower, the unchallengeable, the indispensable. Well, that moment is over. It's over. And I'm not saying that because I want it to be true, because I hope it's true. I'm saying it because this is an objective reading of what the evidence shows. I'm saying it with open eyes and clear vision. And you need to understand this because you cannot keep thinking about America and you cannot keep treating America like it's something that it no longer is, or like it's something that it never really even was. I can take you through it. I'll be as methodical as possible. Let's look at three different things. Okay, look at the historical record first of all, because you have to understand how America got to where it got, so that then you can understand how or why it cannot. It's impossible for it to stay there. Second, we'll look at the structural evidence of America's demotion, the institutional shifts, the military realities, the political, economic realities, and so forth. Again, this is not aspiration. This is fact. We're just going to look at evidence. And third, and this is where it might get genuinely complicated, the internal dynamics of American power, because it's not just external. It's not just, America's not just being constrained by external competitors. The constraints are coming from within as well. There are domestic constraints being imposed upon America. Domestically, the domestic power dynamics in America are also contributing to the demotion of America from a global superpower to a regional hegemon. So let's start with history because history is mistold about America, and that the mistelling of that history has consequences to your understanding. Okay, so phase one, you're talking about 1914 to 1945, the industrial and American and economic ascendancy of America. This was not built by outcompeting Europe. It was built while Europe was destroying itself across two catastrophic world wars, and America was isolationist. So by 1945, the United States of America had approximately 50% of all global industrial output, global GDP. That wasn't because American industry was superior. It was because European industry had been bombed out, had been blockaded, had been exhausted into ruin, was destroyed. So the U.S. emerged from World War II as the only major industrial economy that had their productive base still completely intact. That's the foundation, not American superiority. European self-destruction. That's the basis, the beginning basis. Okay. Then phase two, from 1945 to 1991, this is the Cold War. So you had Soviet industrial capacity, nuclear deterrence. You had the Soviet sphere of influence across Eastern Europe, across Central Asia, across significant parts of the global South. And American dominance during this period was always contested, and it was always geographically constrained by the Soviet Union. Okay. You had proxy wars that, like Vietnam ended in defeat. Korean War was a stalemate. Even though the Soviet Union was economically and technologically inferior and behind, still they were enough to keep the United States of America in check globally for 50 years. That's your superpower, okay? Phase three, from 1991 onwards, the Soviet Union collapses, and this is the moment that everyone points to when the Soviet Union collapses, and America became the unipolar superpower. But why did the Soviet Union collapse? Was it defeated by the Americans? No, they collapsed from within. It was ideological exhaustion. It was economic dysfunction, elite fragmentation, and corruption. The United States did not defeat the Soviet Union. They just outlasted it. They outlasted the Soviet system until the Soviet system collapsed itself by its own internal contradictions. So unipolar moment happened. This is a phrase that was coined by Charles Krauthammer in 1990 or 1991, and it was always intended to describe a vacuum, not a victory, when you conquer your challenger, but the moment between when one challenger disappears, between that period and when the new challenger emerges. That's the unipolar moment. It was always understood to describe a vacuum, not a victory. This vacuum period when one challenger has exited the stage, not been defeated, but exited the stage, collapsed, and then the next challenger emerges. It was always understood that this is what would happen because a power whose position rests, like I say, if their position rests entirely on the absence of any viable alternatives, then they will be automatically demoted the moment any viable alternatives appear. The military defeat doesn't have to happen. No formal transfer of power has to happen. No resistance threshold has to be crossed. No revolution has to happen, what have you. The mere existence of genuine competitors dissolves the whole thing because the whole thing was never earned in the first place. It was just inherited by default. and it can only exist in the absence of competitors. Well, competitors have appeared, alhamdulillah. So the demotion of America is already structurally complete. So what we're watching now, what you're going through now, is just the institutional and the narrative catch up. They're trying to catch up to a reality that has already been unfolding for the last 20 years. But structurally, it's already happened. So, I mean, look at the evidence. We're not looking at arguments. Look at the evidence. In 1991, the birth of the unipolar moment, the United States at that time accounted for approximately 25% of global GDP. Okay, so that's already half the post-war World War II peak of 50%. In other words, over the Cold War period, against an economically inferior rival, the Soviet Union, America lost half of its share of the global GDP in that 50-year period. And by 2024, the US share of global GDP declined to approximately 15%. So that's a 10% drop in just 30 years. In 30 years, during which you had no rival whatsoever, losing while having total global dominance. Okay? And now, more significantly, you have BRICS, the BRICS Plus, China, Russia, India, Brazil, South Africa. And then with the expansion in 2024, it includes functionally Saudi Arabia, officially UAE, Iran, Egypt, Ethiopia. They collectively exceed the entire G7's share of the global GDP. That's the first time since the post-World War order, World War II order, that the Western bloc of industrialized countries do not constitute the majority of global productive capacity in the world. Okay, this is a structural reordering of the global economy. It's already underway. It's already happened. Okay, the dollar's still there, yes, and the dollar still is a dominant reserve currency, but their share of global foreign exchange reserves has already declined also from 72% in 2000, 26 years ago, to approximately 58% in 2024. So that's 14 percentage points in 2 decades that it has declined. And that trajectory sharpened after 2022 because of that, the decision to freeze the Russian assets, the Russian sovereign reserves. $300 billion worth of Russian state assets that were held in Western financial institutions, unilaterally frozen. Okay? So every state outside the Western alliance immediately understood that that means that our dollar assets are not ours. They're conditional. We're holding on to them on someone else's terms. We're holding those dollars on someone else's terms, and they can do whatever they want with them. They're not safe. Our dollars are not safe. That was the message as of 2022, and everybody understood that. So the rational response that's now underway across multiple economies all around the world is to reduce dollar dependency. You have China's CIPS, SIPS payment system that's now already processing transactions for over 100 countries. You have the mBridge Central Bank Digital Currency Project that was developed jointly by China, by the UAE, by Hong Kong, Thailand, and Saudi Arabia. And it is explicitly designed to enable transactions that bypass SWIFT, the SWIFT system entirely. So the alternative financial system is being built and being used. And then there is Saudi Arabia's decision in 2023 to price a portion of their oil sales in yuan. Okay, everyone knows the petrodollar arrangement, where oil can only be sold in dollars, artificially increased demand for dollars. That was the load-bearing pillar of dollar hegemony for 50 years. So when Saudi Arabia decided to fracture that agreement, they did it very carefully. They did it very calculatedly, the way they do everything. Well, that signaled that even one of America's most historically reliable allies in the region, one of the most important economic allies, had come to the conclusion that being aligned exclusively to the dollar was no longer strategically viable, and they're right. Now, people look at the U.S. military as the sign of their global superpower status. They're actively bombing Iran right now. They kidnap Maduro. They got bases all around the world and so forth. So everyone says that, they're the most powerful military on earth, and that makes the narrative of military dominance sort of essential to the whole unipolar story. But the evidence in terms of their military is actually operationally, in my opinion, one of the most concrete signs that the demotion has already taken place and is continuing to take place. I mean, okay, if you look at their defense spending, they're the winner. But the defense budget in America is not a metric of military capacity, military capability. It's a money laundering device. It's like if you buy property at 10 times the value because you're actually just trying to gift that money to someone. and you want it to look like a transaction. That's how you do it. That's what the military-industrial complex is. That's how that works. It's a subsidy. It's like a bribe. They overpay for everything. It's corruption. They literally lose money. So the numbers don't tell you anything about what the military can actually do. Look at the actual capacity to fight. You know, a genuine global superpower is supposed to be able to manage simultaneous peer-level conflicts across multiple theaters. The United States can't do that. America can't do that. Not anymore. They said so themselves. It's not me saying. The 2018 National Defense Strategy formally acknowledged that. They don't have that capability anymore. So if you want a real metric, look at their track record. Look at their performance. So you go at 1991, Desert Storm, 34-nation coalition, right? Defeated a regional military power in 100 hours of combat, ground combat. That's the high watermark. Then Somalia, Kosovo, Afghanistan, Afghanistan, the longest war in American history, concluded with a chaotic withdrawal and the restoration of the same government that you went there to overthrow in the first place. Iraq, you had, okay, you achieved your regime change, but that was followed by Iranian sphere of influence expansion into Iraq, which directly contradicted the whole stated objectives of your whole mission in the first place. Libya, you have state collapse and ongoing civil conflict, civil strife. In Syria, you failed in all those years to get rid of Bashar al-Assad. You weren't able to get rid of him, but Bashar didn't leave until his patrons decided to remove him. The United States didn't remove him, so you couldn't even get rid of Bashar. You couldn't really even get rid of ISIS. Yemen, you can't stop the Houthis. You can't stop the Houthis from disrupting the Red Sea shipping lanes. You know, what can you do now except brag about destroying fishing boats off the coast of Venezuela? And even that Maduro operation, you required Russian and Chinese agreement in that cooperation, and you even needed cooperation from inside Maduro's own government. They're attacking Iran right now because that operation, that conflict, is folded into the regional interests. And even in that, you can't even defend your own bases. You can't even defend your own allies. Even Israel keeps getting hit. They can't prevent it. You see, they want to withdraw from all of this. They can't manage it. They want to leave NATO. They want Ukraine to fight Russia, but they won't fight Russia. They won't fight China. No, they won't. They won't fight North Korea. No. I mean, honestly, in terms of their capabilities, look, Egypt could actually do what the United States is doing in Iran right now. Turkey could do it. Pakistan could do it. They wouldn't do it, obviously, but they could do it in terms of actual capacity, actually what's being done. Anybody can bomb a girls' school. It's not exactly storming the beach at Normandy. No, what the U.S. has had that others haven't had is the hubris and the psychopathy. But in terms of raw military capability, I don't think that we've seen the United States military forces do anything that surpasses what other large militaries could do in at least 30 years. Like I say, they're not doing anything in Iran that Egypt couldn't do, or that Turkey couldn't do, or that Pakistan couldn't do, or that India couldn't do. Certainly that China couldn't do. Anyone could do in Iran what you're doing in terms of the actual military capabilities. Anyone can drop bombs. You're not doing something special. You're not, the power that you're showing is not showing you to excel or to surpass any other military power in the region or in the world. And then you can look structurally at the diplomatic clout that America has lost. In 2023, it was China that was credited for brokering the normalization between Saudi Arabia and Iran. Uncle Sam wasn't in the room. Uncle Sam wasn't in the room. That used to be his room to control. Everything in the Middle East used to belong to America. Nothing could happen in that region except that America said so. Within the living memory of anyone alive today, everyone knows that that was America's sphere of influence, and now China is brokering deals there. The 2024 BRICS expansion with Saudi Arabia, UAE, Iran, Egypt, Ethiopia joining BRICS. This is very significant. Saudi Arabia and the UAE joining BRICS while still maintaining formal U.S. Security ties, intelligence ties, and so forth. This is the clearest possible statement that these states that are allies of America have concluded that the United States-centric world order is not a permanent condition. They're building relationships with the emerging multipolar order, the multipolar system. Even while they're maintaining this with America, even while America calls BRICS explicitly anti-American, but they can't stop them. They can't stop them. Anyone who wants to join BRICS, BRICS will decide. America has no say. So that's the external picture. America has been demoted. This is clear. It's structural demotion and it's compounding. But the external story, the rising multipolarity, the increasing options, this is a second order story. The first order story is actually, like I said, what's happening inside of America itself, domestically. Obviously, I've talked about this many, many times. I've talked about the OCGFC, the owners and controllers of global financial capital. And uh, I've said that the United States, as a state, has been captured. I don't know if you really understand or really think through the ramifications of what that means, that America has been captured as a state. A state that has been captured by private sector interests does not and cannot project power in pursuit of coherent national strategic objectives for the nation. It projects power in pursuit of the revenue and positioning objectives of the private sector, of their captors. This is completely different. You understand? The state cannot undertake foreign policies that conflict with the interests of a national capital, even if it's in the interest of the nation. Ask not what your shareholders can do for you. Ask what you can do for your shareholders. Uncle Sam is a company man. I'm using the word captured in the technical sense. This means the demonstrated ability of concentrated private actors, their ability to veto, to preempt, to rewrite, to delay, or to selectively enforce state policy through finance, through procurement, through media, through lobbying, through dependency. This is captured. It means you're captured. You can see it everywhere in America. The revolving door between the United States Treasury, the Federal Reserve, and all of the major financial institutions. This is so well established with the banks and so forth. This is so well established and so well known that it's not even scandalous anymore. The regulatory agencies that are tasked with overseeing finance, with overseeing energy, telecoms, pharmaceuticals, and so forth, these are all staffed by, and they return their staff to the very industries that they're supposed to be regulating. This is self-regulation, essentially. And American electoral politics, I mean, let's be serious. They're an auction. It's an auction. Your politics, your elections are an auction. There's documented bidders, there's documented prices, there's documented returns on investment. And the consequence is that the most expensive state apparatus in human history is not pursuing nationalist state strategies, it's managing a portfolio. This is the most comprehensive constraint on American power, the deepest constraint. But let me be more precise, because I always have to make this distinction. Within the OCGFC, there are two primary factions, and their interests and their revenue models are not necessarily the same. They're quite different. I've discussed this before many times, obviously, but it's worth repeating. The first faction is what we call the A-national OCGFC. This is capital, business, and so forth they've transcended national loyalties as a category. Their assets are distributed across jurisdictions. Their supply chains are around the world. They're global. Their supply chains are from here and there and everywhere. Their financial instruments are all denominated in multiple currencies. They do transactions through multiple systems. They don't need American dominance. They're not reliant upon American dominance. What they need is a stable, legally predictable, commercially accessible global system. This is the faction that grew out of financialization and globalization, accelerating through the 1980s and through the 1990s. And they just outgrew any meaningful sense of nationalism. They outgrew it. The nation no longer serves their interests. Nationalism doesn't serve their interests. In fact, it can interfere with their interests. That was the booster rocket that got them up, but now that booster rocket has become dead weight and they want to jettison it. You understand? So they're repositioning, and that repositioning is what we're seeing. The Mar-a-Lago Accord framework, they include dollar devaluation, tariff restructuring, pushing security costs onto their allies, exiting from multilateral institutions and so forth. This is not nationalistic economic policy. It's a nationalistic economic policy. Dollar devaluation undermines a dollar hegemony, which is fine for them. Institutional retreat dismantles the American-managed so-called rules-based order. Security burden redistribution reduces the cost that America bears for maintaining the enforcement structure of their own dominance. It means they're not interested in that anymore. You understand? This is a national capital conducting a controlled demolition of the American system of dominance. America is being downsized. It's being downsized because it can't perform like it used to. at the scale that it used to. So it's being downsized. Because why would the captors of the American state, the ones who captured the American state, the private sector and so forth, why would they dismantle its dominance? That's one of the reasons why they captured it. Because the dominance has become an interference for them. It's gotten in the way. Then the second faction is what we call the nationalistic faction of the owners and controllers of global financial capital, the OCGFC. Their capital, their revenue model is geographically and institutionally bound to American state power, to American supremacy. The military industrial complex, that's the archetype. Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, Palantir, and so forth. Their whole sort of contractor ecosystem. These are entities and companies that require the U.S. as customer, the U.S. military as a distribution channel, the U.S. Geopolitical conflict as a demand generator. Their revenue model is not portable. They can't relocate to Singapore. They need American dominance because their whole business model depends on it. So their interests are different from a national capital. But now, because they're stuck in America, they have no other way to make their money except being tied to America. Now they have shifted. So now their profit center is going to become, and already is, increasingly domestic. You're talking about private prison operators, surveillance technology and so forth, border enforcement contractors, data-driven policing systems and so forth, militarized policing. All of these things require a very active and easily spending interventionist American state. And they require one very specific thing, which is permanent insecurity. A stable, secure domestic population does not generate sufficient demand for surveillance, for detention, for militarized policing. So they need things to be unsteady. They want a counterinsurgency. So insecurity is managed. It's managed, not resolved. Immigration is managed. It's managed to sustain border enforcement contracts. You want problems always. You don't want them to be resolved. You don't want to eliminate the demand. Urban instability is managed to justify the militarized policing, surveillance, detention, and so forth. It's not addressed. It's not addressed through any type of measures or policies that would actually reduce the problems. People think this is a conspiracy. It's not a conspiracy. It's a business model. It's just a business model. And internationally, obviously, we already know this translates directly into conflict management logic. The nationalistic OCGFC have no interest in a negotiated settlement in Ukraine, for example. Settlement would terminate the weapons contracts. Settlement would terminate the intelligence expansion, the advisory deployments, and so forth. The conflict as a managed asset that is supposed to be sustained and they're not supposed to let it escalate to the point of great power confrontation. This is their the optimal outcome for them. Latin America follows the same logic. The cartel economy is not a policy failure from their perspective. From the nationalistic OCGFC perspective, no. Cartel activity justifies militarized border enforcement. It justifies counter-narcotics programs, counter-terrorism programs, surveillance technology, deployment, again, detentions, and so forth. I mean, the conditions that generate cartel power, that give the cartels the power, that could be addressed at some point, but it's never going to be addressed. It will never be addressed. Because if you resolve these problems, then you would also eliminate the demand for the entire domestic security suite, security product suite. Now, these factions do have competing interests, but you understand the relationship between these two factions is not a competition between equals. The nationalistic OCGFC, those companies, are investment holdings within a national OCGFC portfolios. BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, and so forth. The three largest institutional shareholders in most of the U.S. defense and security firms. These are national entities. These are the same entities whose capital is simultaneously positioned across the global south and investing in the global transition. So the nationalistic faction can't go rogue. They can't go too rogue anyway. There will always be an escalation ladder, and there will always be a ceiling to that ladder where it can't go past that. They can pursue conflict maintenance operations through corridors of permissibility defined by a national capital. You understand? Corridors of permissibility, and they can't break through those corridors, and they can't act outside of those corridors. This applies, in my opinion, to Iran right now. The military operation, the attacks that are going on now, this serves the nationalistic OCGFC. They get to drop their bombs, and they get to sell the replenishments for those bombs, but they're not going to be allowed to escalate to the point of state collapse because that would produce regional chaos that is damaging to Gulf capital positions. And the Gulf is connected to the A national OCGFC. That would disrupt energy infrastructure and so forth that's within the A national portfolios. And it would put a complete freeze on the whole Global South repositioning project. So I think that constraint will hold. I don't think that we'll see state collapse in Iran. I don't think anyone is actually trying to pursue that. So let me put this together. The full picture of American power constraint, the constraints on American power right now, is not just external multipolarity and the existence of alternatives, and it isn't just the internal capture. It's the interaction between the two, between these two dynamics. External multipolarity, the existence of alternatives, this constrains what American power can actually achieve. Chinese military capabilities, for example, constrain U.S. dominance in the Indo-Pacific, South China Sea, and so forth. Russian nuclear deterrence constrains direct confrontation in Europe. For example, the BRICS plus financial systems and alternatives. This constrains the coercive reach of American unilateral sanctions, dollar sanctions. Okay, these are the hard constraints on American power projection from the external, and the internal capture constraints on American power is it constrains what American power is permitted to do. There's the external, it constrains what they can do, what is actually achievable for them, but the internal constraints by the fact that they have been captured, the internal constraints of their capture, the private sector capture of the state, this puts constraints on what they are even allowed to try to do. The A national OCGFC's repositioning requires the multipolar system to succeed because their capital is being placed in the global south. Their capital is being placed in BRICS financial systems, in the commodity corridors that constitute the emerging multipolar economy. So the A national OCGFC have a direct interest in constraining the American state from disrupting transition to, for example, they target specific sectors, semiconductors, AI adjacent technologies and so forth, military supply chains and whatnot, while still leaving completely intact the vast manufacturing and the commercial interdependence that a national capital depends upon. A genuine rupture with China would destroy enormous value in their portfolios, and this isn't going to happen. They're not going to do that. I mean, even the decoupling itself is not really about trying to hurt China. It's about shrinking America's sphere of influence and pushing China to expand their sphere of influence into the regions where the U.S. is withdrawing from. The nationalistic faction channels the American power towards American states, or towards whatever generates revenues for them, regardless of whether it serves any coherent national interest, any strategic objective. It doesn't matter at all. This is the most consequential paradox in contemporary geopolitics, you could argue, that you have the most expensive military in human history that cannot win wars, and that doesn't have to. They don't have to, because victory would terminate the revenue stream. They're not interested in winning wars. You understand? The war in Afghanistan transferred approximately $2.1 trillion from the U.S. Treasury into the coffers of the nationalistic OCGFC, after which the original adversary was restored to power. I mean, from a national strategic standpoint, that's a catastrophic failure. But from the revenue standpoint, it's a perfectly executed operation. It's beautiful. It's perfect. They're not interested in winning wars. America is a regional power now. No more, no less. They are a regional power. They are no longer the global superpower. And this has direct implications. You have to understand this. This has direct implications for how non-Western states should now engage with American power. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of talking about this, because the countries of the global south have to understand how to navigate dealing with America, because America still has tremendous coercive capacity. They're still dangerous within the A national OCGFC's permitted operational corridor for the nationalistic OCGFC. So states that fall within that corridor, states that have accessible extraction targets without having countervailing A national associated interests, then they remain genuinely vulnerable. See, none of this change makes American power benign in any way whatsoever, but it does make it more predictable. You can map where it may be applied, where it will be applied, and where it will be constrained, where it should be constrained. by mapping the factional interests that are tied to this or that area or this or that region or these or those interests. You understand? Yes, the multipolar transition is happening. It's underway and it will proceed. There's not another way for things to go. But everyone who's happy about multipolarity, and understandable that everyone's happy about it, but don't overlook the risks, the actual risks. The risk isn't that the transition is going to fail. The risk is that the transition will succeed, but it will succeed on terms that are preset by a national capital and not by our own people.
All right. So let me know if y'all still there. That was a long. That was a long. To some people, it's gonna be like wah 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 wah. But the people who know, who could take what he said and go do the research, that'll turn a whole new leaf, and you'll understand what the hell is going on. But let me know if y'all can hear me. I'm gonna try to dumb some of the stuff down in simple terms. No comments coming in. Says 9 people. Let me give it a minute. Nobody? Okay, good. Thanks. So, the dumb that, I mean, there was a lot said in there. Um, a lot said that you could actually see the most alarming things being those companies, as I've been telling you, are heavily invested in the destruction of the United States. Not full, all out destruction, okay? But a de-dollarized nation that's gonna, how they gonna, how they, I don't know. But all I know is they're invested on the other side, all right, into the demise of this country. And that's why you're seeing the police state. Trump just passed today, seen it early this morning, didn't read it all, 7 pages of a cybersecurity bill. Ain't nothing but it's nothing but the Patriot Act on steroids, okay? That along with what they're training ICE for, right? But it might not actually be ICE, it might actually be some other kind of entities, right? But they're heavily invested. Now, I already know, I've already did the research on ICE. The same people he's talking about are the same people that are invested in the border control thing, which is just a human capital investment. That's it. They're not sending no one back. They're not fixing no border thing. This is money. They've done this before with Obama. They generate money. This is what they do, man. We're a business. You thought when they said the United States was a corporation, it was just like little no, but every fucking thing you see, it's a fucking business, man. It's a business. And his job is investing and bringing it all back. All right, and I've been telling you about this. They're going to focus this shit back on here, the mental health. I mean, they got this thing. This is a big part of it. There is billions and billions of dollars that's going to go into the mental health. All right. Look at how they're making America look crazy. So you already know they running that shit. You probably going to have to be fucking questioned and screamed. I'm telling you, man, they got plans to reorganize this corporation. Remember, you got a handful of people in control. They want to see this place profitable again in another 50 years. I'm just saying. It is what it is. Y'all could, I mean, hey, do your own research. I already know. These are the private sectors that are in control. They've been in control. I told you when I went to go look at the bricks, all these motherfuckers are on the other end of it to try to sell it back to your ass. Ain't that crazy? A lot of people don't want to swallow this pill. I seen the shit up to like 20 something go down to 9 real quick. They ain't trying to even hear none of that shit. I told you, motherfuckers want to do this right here. This is what motherfuckers want to do. That's it. This is where we live. This is where we live. I can't find the truther one. It's on my other phone. I got a truther one. Everybody's fucking asleep. You know? I mean, you literally can watch everything they're doing and see it's leading up to this right here. All right? A police state. And now they got to have it a police state. They got to make their money. It's going to be a massive police state, but they're good. What you see the news, Truth Virus just did some videos, right? Truth Virus just did a couple of videos. And, he did the video with they're doing the terror, domestic terrorist bullshit again. You better believe when you see propaganda like that these motherfuckers are heavily invested in, remember, passing those laws. Remember, they lobby, they pay, those laws get passed, no matter who the fuck's out there protesting. Which, you look at this thumbnail, that's where they're protesting in fucking bed, okay? Nobody's gonna do shit. Nobody's gonna do nothing, okay? They're already got the shit planned, ready to go. It's just how they gonna do it, when they're gonna do it, which they're moving at a rapid pace with everything. A very fast pace with all this shit. All right. When they're saying they're building ICE facilities and ICE detention centers, yes, they're paying for them. I don't got time to upload none of this shit. Y'all can go ahead and do the research. They bought a facility. I believe it was in Indiana, maybe Indiana or somewhere on the Northeast, Massachusetts or somewhere. I don't know. I forgot the place, but it was by a Russian owner who happens to be a big player in Russian politics, owned some of these detention centers, and ICE under Homeland Security or whatever the hell purchased that shit for like 30 million over what they even paid for it. Like I said, they launder money through doing this type of shit. All right. So we already know these detention centers, they're not for immigrants. All right. They're not for immigrants. They're for one thing and one thing only: combative U.S. citizens. You ain't gonna hear a peep out of me. You ain't gonna hear nothing because ain't shit. Ain't been no country to fight for. You know, ain't been. I'm like, what I'm gonna. Where can I buy the motherfucker? Where can I fit in? Get in where I fit in. That's all y'all gotta tell me. I ain't been in your way already. I'm not gonna be in your way in some fucking turmoil. That ain't about to happen. Get caught up like for what? Nope. Call me whatever you want. Y'all got this truther hero movie mentality. No, the shit ain't going down like that. They did COVID. Y'all didn't get heroic movie mentality when they did COVID. Half motherfuckers wearing damn masks anyway. Y'all know what I was doing. Being a fucking problem. So, anyways, this is what people are doing, man. Sleep. Shit crashing. They can't hear shit. They in a coma. Nobody can hear nothing. Just as long as it looks like it's run, long as it looks like it's operating, everybody's good. You know. Meanwhile, they chipping away like a motherfucker. I see. I told you I was checked out Truth Virus video. And I'm like, damn, man, they fucking this rhetoric again. All I could think about is the move forward, the subconscious programming, mind control, using Americans. I remember it was all the motherfucking evil Muslims. No, that was all the evil goddamn Americans. One time, once it's a trans liberal, next minute it's a fucking Trump supporter. Trans liberal, Trump supporter. You know, checking out social media, what they post on. I mean, they're just setting it all up, telling you, look, social media got to be monitored. Look, if you say something on social media, bitch, you're gonna get a knock on the door. You might end up in the facility until they can deem you fit to go back out in public. And do you think you're gonna go in there and talk about some? No, I'm not. I'm refusing your man. Oh man, y'all better look at these companies. Look what they're invested in, how they're invested, contracts they got, because they don't fucking hide it. You can find it all, and it's shit, not secret. You know. The whole Christy Nome shit was some shit that they got exposed. All right, because remember, you got two forms of government here. One that believes it's still a government, all the way up in government. All right, when you got the pressure on like that, you know we're gonna start getting to a point where we see some uh some government officials or whoever that be doing like questioning shit all of a sudden mysteriously die. You're gonna see that. When you start seeing government officials disappearing, just know that person was a roadblock to the agenda, and you better start getting worried. I told you, everybody ain't on the same team. It's a big club. We ain't in it. But we've been sold a new world order that ain't going down like that. No, they're all in together. They're all working together. They're all working together. Man, you better learn how this global politics work. Learn how it works, man, because that ain't the fucking case. You know? Because when that dollar collapses, all that shit goes. And you better. I was looking at these shipping industries. You know, the shipping logistics of the tanker ships. Oh, talk about a rabbit hole. Oh my God! You talk about uh, the ability to ship goods. You know, like they did there in COVID. Remember, they were still shipping goods over to the United States during COVID when the world was shut down. Okay, they had how many ships off the coast of California and New York just waiting and shit? Remember we were making videos about all that? Yeah, it don't stop. So if you think for 1 minute, well, the United States collapsed, that them ships, no man, now those motherfuckers are there to pick up the pieces. When the government fails, them billionaire trillionaires gonna become whatever the fuck numbers are after that. They're gonna pick that up. They're gonna be the government. Yeah. Oh yeah. Or it's gonna be a state that these people are running through once the United States falls. All right. And I already seen it. I already seen it in Florida. I already see them building that shit up. All right. So they've been just look at how many ports that they've been building up, and look where they've been building them ports up. Look where they haven't been building the ports up. So what's good, Aussie girl? So I would go back if you want, listen to that again, and listen to it, man, because it's the same shit that I've been saying, but in way more depth. You know, just we got to see it. We gotta see it, guys. You know, they got to what they talking about Trump again, assassinations and shit, and threats and all kind of shit, man. And yeah, it's a lot, man. Like I said, what's being said around the world about the United States, it ain't good, man. It ain't good. You know, definitely ain't good. Because remember, they got the orange guy. They put him on TV, and then they show same thing, clips of Americans cheering and shit, or whatever mouthpiece is saying something, and they translate into shit. Because I'll be seeing, my wife be showing me videos, and like, yo, she like, they really said this or this AI. I'm like, and they're making some crazy AI shit that people might believe, and I gotta tell them like, no, that's AI. Like that was AI. Then I'm like, well, what about this? Like, no, that shit's real. That one's real. And then how they show, Americans have like some other talking mouthpiece, and they'll clip parts of look what America said about this and about that, and it ain't good. Like I mean, it's like they throwing us under the motherfucking bus. You know, that's why I say these Trump support people, shit. The Trump cult, them some dangerous ass motherfuckers, man. Those people are dangerous. They got a dangerous ideology, and they think that this motherfucker is just God. Like I hope he don't get assassinated, like they say he's gonna get assassinated, and then comes back to fucking life. Oh my god, we're fucked. These people are fucking disgusting, man. Honestly, they disgust me. Y'all remember how I used to talk about the liberals? These at least I could talk to a liberal. I can't talk to a Trump supporter. I can't talk to them. I'll be done beat one of their asses. I can't talk to one of them. They'll resort to fucking violence, and I have to beat one of their fucking asses. That's how they feel. They always talk about it. You better watch your back. And you're like, hey, okay. So let me try talking to one, talk some sense in, and they get all fucking, you know. I'm watching hands. Let them try to swing. Fucking dangerous ass people, man. Think about that though. They love war. They're like cheering, blowing the fuck out of Iran. They cheered killing U.S. citizens in the street by ICE. They cheered fucking the Maduro shit. Think about these fucking people, man. At least the other side ain't talking about killing anybody. They talk about like death to ICE and all other shit, but they ain't really about none of that. They don't never be, they might have said, I think they might have did death to Trump, whatever. I don't know. They normally, generally ain't around there like really all out violence. These motherfuckers, these is violent motherfuckers. They for, remember, the left, they ain't really for war. But these motherfuckers, they go to war. As soon as they go to say Cuba up, all these MAGAs and Trump fuckers, they're gonna be all, yeah, get Obama, blow him out of the fucking water, another floating pile of garbage, get him out of there, shit, blow them all behind. That's how they think, man. It's sick and disgusting. They weren't saying that up in fucking they weren't saying that up in there in what the fuck it is. Freaking damn, why can't I think of the name right now? What's the K? What the hell is the country I'm thinking? With Zelensky. The hell I'm having a brain fire right now. Ukraine, right? They really ain't saying let's blow Ukraine off the map. They ain't really saying that, you know? Why they ain't saying that? Blow everything else off the map, but Ukraine, man. You know, when the Ukraine was like, well, we don't really want war. Then Trump ran off of, we're not going to have any wars. But here you go. I know he's a puppet, but I'm just saying to these people, it's all he's doing is war. He literally told y'all he's not, and now he's doing it. And y'all motherfuckers can't see that shit. This shit's fucked up, man. You say, and people are like, why you pay attention to that? To politics and that. I'm not paying attention. I'm paying attention to these people, man. Understanding these fucking people that are all around us. Fucking wrong with y'all? Remember what the left and liberals were doing? You know, going to fucking like surrounding people's house. Remember that shit? I know my brother Wise know what the fuck I'm talking about. We had long conversations about that. Fucking liberals were like stalking out, staking out motherfuckers and all that shit. What you think these motherfuckers gonna do? You know, think of the mentality, man, of these creatures. And again, I told you, it's all AI. I gotta go over it again. It's all AI. These people are artificially intelligent. All right, we get it. They're programmed. They don't know anything. Donald Trump can do anything. They don't care. It doesn't matter. They're showing pictures of him in the fucking Epstein files every day. I don't know if they're fucking whatever. I think it's all AI fucking photo. But anyways, they don't believe that shit. They think the left is just, oh yeah, the left, but whatever. But anyways, he's showing up in all these fucking Epstein shit, and they still don't give a fuck because his mouth came out and said he ain't in it. So what does that tell you? What does that tell them? Like, goddamn, we could get away with anything. Hey, Donna, we got to pass some of these fucking laws. You raise your $5, boom, cybersecurity bill. Shoot. Better read that 7 fucking pages. You know? So, they love, yeah, and now, exactly. Before, they wasn't really fucking with Israel. They're like, no, that's not our war. No, we really not. Now they all worshiping Israel. Defend Israel. Defend Israel. Defend Israel. You know? Now they're like, so, yeah, man. This shit's wild, guys. It's wild, man. But it makes sense. I mean, look at the crime around the whole United States. Yeah, I said that to the Trump supporter. I said to a Trump supporter, I said, okay, I already know what their plan is with crime, but he's been the president for over a year, and the crime is still the same everywhere. No, crime's got better in D.C. Why? Because they told you. And I mean, I'll be honest. Shit, it ain't been a lot of motherfucking homicides, in certain places, you know, which is crazy. I think people are too lazy to kill each other at this point. I mean, it's good, but they're gonna say, "Oh, it's a credit to Donald fucking Trump." I think they're gonna got some people so fucking docile. It still be, shooting this shit, but it ain't been that. It's been homicides, but not like every day. But again, it ain't warm yet. Now, when it get warm, I'm sure, unfortunately, people are gonna, you know, I mean, the cold could have helped that too, because it's been ass cold since January. So we'll see. We'll see though. But yeah. So you know, pay attention. Pay close attention. Take that off the screen. Pay close attention to 'cause everything's happening at a rapid pace. And I do think that they're doing it because it's the rebirth. Like I said, in 10 days it'll be the solstice. I mean the equinox. So you know it'll be the equinox, and they'll kind of fall back. They do it on the rebirth to like steal energy and like get people's energy down. You know, this time of year, you know, usually after after December, it just increases for me. So many thoughts, insights, information, change of thoughts, rebirth, whole new thoughts, you know? So, whole new thoughts, whole new whole new set of thoughts, whole new understanding, everything, you know? The light makes its return. So, no, but that's already planned. You're going to see them everywhere. That's the hope. It ain't going to be National Guard. It'll be some other shit mixed with National Guard. But that's already the plan. They already, I mean, it's a part of Geo and them private investment bankers. OCGFC, the oligarchs, you know, they're heavily invested in that here. So, you know, they're going to get the money from the stimulus. The kickbacks are going to come for all the investors. The operation itself, the detention, the monitoring, the surveillance, they all get paid for all that shit, man. They're all heavily invested in it. It's crazy. They gain control and make money. You know? So I think it's going to be the United States is going to be an example. And I told y'all already, man. The shit that I see in the day of the way people act, especially the cult, Trump cult, it couldn't come fast enough. Go ahead and do whatever y'all got to do, because thin the herd real quick. These people will kill themselves. You know, they not ready for anything. They won't stand up for nothing. They'll just be angry and have a temper tantrum. Take their gun and off them or their own self because they can't get to work the next day. They know what they're dealing with. Why you think they need mental health? They ain't, trust me. The last fucking thing they worried about is resistance. And whatever resistance comes, they ain't worried, trust me. They know that they can wait you out, one. All right. Two, they can outgun you. So they're not worried about that. You need to take your firearm and use it for defense when your neighbors self-destruct. Or some opportunist is looking to come gain something from a system that ain't gonna come, because there's gonna be a time where these motherfuckers ain't coming. That's a part of the investment. Pull back on funding. Ta-da! They've been doing that. Defund the police, right? When you see a thing like defund the police, who the fuck you think is defunding the police? Who do you think funds the police and the incarceration system? The same investors that's going to round everybody up and put them in the facility. That's all they doing. That's all they're doing. So I always told y'all, man, it's something about those giant warehouses. I travel a lot. Y'all know that by land. Something about them big ass motherfucking warehouses that are right off all the highways and by railways just never really sat right because they mostly are all vacant. They've been building these bitches. You know how many of them shits are around? They got no problem packing them bitches full of U.S. citizens. Okay, I'm just saying. I used to think it was for the coming Tesla trucks and all that other shit and EV. They're like, oh shit! Now I realize that whoa, hold on now. How many motherfucking Americans they plan on putting in these bitches? Because they got a whole lot of. I'm like, damn, got me thinking. You know, big mega ass warehouses, no windows, shit, just a bunch of garage fucking doors. Well, y'all were looking for Walmarts. These motherfuckers were building 10 times the size of Walmart. You know, so yeah, man. And I don't. I mean, it's not like no fear mongering. None. I mean, you just gotta look, guys. It is what it is. This is the type of shit that's going on. But yeah. So I'm gonna wind it down. I'm about to get ready to wind this on down. It's getting late, you know. So I appreciate all y'all that's tuned in. All y'all that watch this later. Again, man, it just you gotta accept it, man. Accept it for what it is, and then see it for what it is because they're not. You don't even have to speculate what they're doing. It's the destruction, you know. And it ain't just saying it. It's actually you can observe which sections and parts they're destructing, so you can look and say, you know, I better go move my ass over here, or go locate, or go get this, or go get that, or go locate. Hey, whatever it moves you. All I'm here is as a messenger of saying, hey, look at this shit. You know, remember it's a dollar system. When the dollar goes, it's done. You know, it's done. It's over. You can't. You don't hold on to. You know, whatever you got. That's it. Property? No, you don't have property. You never owned that shit. You know, just like they told a whole motherfucking country. What's wrong? This is what people got to see. They told a whole entire fucking country, bitch, your shit is in dollars, motherfucker. We own you. Told the entire nation that shit. So you think your ass, single dingle diggle, right? Gonna have something to say, and you think you own a house? Man, you crazy. You didn't read that fucking contract. You didn't read that contract. You ain't never owned the house. What you use? A dollar that don't exist? Dollar gone, man. What do you mean? How you gonna pay for it? Air? But you don't take, motherfucker don't take bricks. What's wrong with y'all? It's built off the dollar. It dies with the dollar. That's how they gain everything. Win. That's how you win the monopoly game. Bitch made the winners of the monopoly game is the one that made the goddamn monopoly game. You could have all, you could steal all, you could cheat, steal all the money in the monopoly game, all the pieces in the nine, put hotels and houses all on every piece of that motherfucker. But guess what? Parker Brothers made the motherfucking game. All right, they own that shit. You just playing the game. That's it. Once Parker Brothers said, "Look, it ain't you just holding trees in your hand, huh? That's trees, wood, and plastic, motherfucker. What you hooked up to some goddamn gas lines? Yeah, we own those gas lines. And guess what else is hooked up to? Water. Yep, we own that. Oh yeah, and the power. Yeah, we own that too. We provide that to you without money, motherfucker. What you talking about? You pay us what? What you pay us for? Service, bitch. Yeah, that's how you got to look at shit. You got a structure you live under, but they supply the gas, they supply the water, and the power. Yeah, they ain't buy it. What the fuck you talking about? They didn't buy that. They running a line to your fucking house. They own that. You pay for what? What'd you pay for? You ain't buy it. You didn't buy the energy company. You paying for service. What you think you're doing to your house? You ain't buy no fucking house. What good is a house when it ain't got no heat? When it ain't got no water? Well, I'll get my own water. You ain't getting it, bitch. You don't own the motherfucking house. Better yet, you do own the wood. My bad. You know what I mean by is you don't own the land that house is on. They'll tell you, yeah, you could take your house, go get a hammer, start ripping the nails and bolts out this motherfucker. You could take your house, but you're gonna get off this motherfucking land, and then you see a whole goddamn army behind them. Get your ass out of here. You want to leave in a body bag, or we'll let you dismantle your house here. What? 5 days? Take it all apart, put it in your motherfucking pickup truck, and get the fuck on out of here. It's simple as that. That's the truth. We've been talking about that shit for years anyway. You know you can't own shit here. You know? So that's what it is. Don't own shit. You just possess things. That's it. I mean, that's the way nature is. I mean, you just occupy it. You occupy space and you use things on your journey. That's it. So that's the wake up call. You know? You think you own something now, which I don't know how you can now, but imagine when $1 is gone. Shit. Better go look at history. Shit went straight to whoever could defend it. And that meant the government took it. And that meant the military took it. Now you could ask any Russian, do they own shit. They know they can't own shit over there. You know? Just occupy it. I mean, there is nations where they know you don't own it, but yet you can occupy it, they won't bother you. They'll leave you the fuck alone for 50 fucking 100 years, whatever. Mexico like that. Yeah, you could go get a house down there. Yeah, it's yours. Shit. You occupy it, they ain't bothering a motherfucking thing. They don't care. Motherfucking tax is like $30 for a lifetime. I mean, come on, man. What the hell's going on in this place? You pay a certain amount and it's for fucking ever. You know? That's it. Here, shit. You don't pay for a few months. They coming with guns to get you out of there. What kind of shit is this? So, uh, but yeah, that's it for me, man. I'm about to get up off here. I appreciate everybody who tuned in. And yeah, I'm gonna do an album release stream sometime soon. But yeah, that's about it for me. So shout out to all you guys, and I'm out.
United States truth.
This is the hardcore truth that most people don't want to fathom. Sit back, strap on your seatbelts. Whether you believe it or not, it doesn't matter. The truth will always stand without beliefs. The truth will always be the truth.
It's time to wake up and understand the plan. These plans were made by the invisible man. Not physically invisible, but visibly visible. I'm speaking with parables. Look in the mirror, look back at you. Listen to spirit cause it hears you. The United States of America, what is it? What has it become? Is it time to run? Don't worry, your body's gonna pull out a gun. The times are done, the lies they won. It's a hardcore truth that most people want none. They don't wanna hear the truth, they wanna mask it and hide it away. Keep the dreams and lies at play. They don't care because you can see it everywhere. Uncontrolled by no man, but at the same time controlled by no man that came and conquered those lands. 1400 or so they came. Took on my people and gave them the name. Stripped them and programmed them like a game. Erased their history. Why did they have to be so lame? They conquered in the name, took boats and ships all the way from Spain. It's time to wake up and understand the plan. These plans were made by the invisible man. Not physically invisible, but visibly visible. I'm speaking with parables. Look in the mirror and look back at you. Listen to spirit cause it hears you. Have they ever lost control or was it an illusion? Total confusion, pushed out the minds of the Aztecs, steady colonizing and moving, erasing the proofing. Moved up north, fighting, regrouping, taking over lands, chopping off hands, enslaving. Man, when you think about it, damn, it makes you mad. It turns around, flips back in your mind, it makes you sad. The United States, what is it? What was its purpose? Now we are in the end, and I'm somewhat nervous. Now this ain't no cap, but to me this place needs to collapse. It's always on my mind now, and for quite a long time. Faces on a dime, they destroyed everything by design. Planned demolition without landmines, but they say I'm way out of line. We're in line like before, detonation like C4. Who knows what's in store? Been a bad day with off you with a dirty sword. Sip some more, sycamore, blood sport, red wine. Elevate your mind divine, these people are wicked, dirty swine. It's time to wake up and understand the plan. These plans were made by the invisible man. Not physically invisible, but visibly visible. I'm speaking with parables. Look in the mirror, look back at you. Listen to spirit cause it hears you. Read between the lines, the truth they hide. The United States will divide. Wash away in the sand by dirty, greedy hands. Hands of man, what don't you understand? No, they're not building the wall. The corporation will fall. The truth's too tall. No peace to all. Humanity devolved. Problem solved. They have planned attacks. Without a doubt, that's a fact. Wars like a pack. They move like that. The game they play the wicked way. Truth dismayed. Don't wish you stayed. The United States decayed. The elites regroup and then the recoup is made. The United States is over. It's time to think about your plans. Prepare and make do with what's happening and what's to come. We all must look at the writing on the wall, don't never live in fear. Just prepare yourself for what's coming. Much love, everyone. Yeah, write the matrix out. Yeah, write the matrix out.
You're right, the Matrix. What?